facilitator on my phone. Okay, now you're good. Love it so much. Okay, cool. And that'll be what's on the, okay, cool. Love it. Okay. So want to first start off by saying we have the beautiful Amanda Rutledge on panel, but we've also got the invisible Omar Escalante on his way stuck in traffic. So we're going to flip it up just a little bit and want to make sure to get you guys some other information that had come across from some other agents that we office with. And then I also wanted to play you a reel from a setup that these two have done for their previous panels. So our topic today is client seminars. It covers anything from seminars dealing with first-time home buyers to any other type of seminar that you might be able to do to generate business or get business from your clients. So first off, let me play you guys these reels from Omar. This one, did you send one, Amanda?
I'll send it right now.
Okay, so
it's not that good. It's from 2 years ago.
That's okay. So this Omar sent, he wanted you guys to be able to see, and I'm going to share this so that Zoom can see too. Wanted you guys to be able to see his previous setup.
Oh,
that's my baby.
it's your baby.
Yeah. So check this out. I don't know why the volume is in here.
Beautiful.
And he'll talk a little bit about his setup process when he gets here. This is one that Amanda sent.
Much smaller scale.
It's okay. I love it.
That's great.
So, and part of the reason I wanted to show those is because you kind of get a glimpse of the room that they pack out, the kind of setup that they do, and their business partners. But I also got some feedback from some other agents at our office that I just want to let you guys know about. So Tracy and Maya is out there in the world doing homebuyer seminars. She also wanted to suggest that new investor seminars and downsizing to seniors are both really good things. When she does her downsizing for seniors, she includes probate, wills, and trust and brings in partnerships for that. Jeannie Dalmolin also submitted feedback. Jeannie went and got her senior real estate designation and has started going to senior living facilities doing seminars. So she's doing a little bit of a flip from what we're about to hear from Amanda and Omar, where they're inviting people and she's going into places to do the talk as opposed. And in that particular case, she's bringing with her the same thing, somebody that covers wills, trust, probates, talks to them about finalizing their end of home ownership details. Come on in, Omar. And then I also wanted to tell you guys that B. Merritt out of Weatherford, she is newer in the Texas market, but when she was in California, she did a ton of seminars. So she sent some feedback for me to read to you guys. She said she's had the opportunity to do first-time homebuyer seminars. She felt they were successful for generating new buyers, adding to her pipeline, and that she thinks that she tracked her consistency, that she would add at least 6 new buyers every time she hosted one seminar. Once they got off the ground and running, which you'll hear from these guys, it takes a minute to build it up. And so then she said when she's having the seminar, she would have a lender, a title, and an escrow officer present. She would explain the market, how it was, the contingencies. She feels that the best time to host the seminars are in the fall, which is great news for everybody listening, because here we are in the summer, you could plan one. And then when the buyers felt like they missed the market of the summer, they were more apt to listen to her invitation to arrive to this event. The buyers would buy as soon as they're pre-approved, and sometimes they would wait until the end of the second year, but often it was right away. So I thought that was some really good feedback because she was able to take, and same as these other two, something that is a need out in the community and provide education, but also feed her business pipeline and help everybody with their homeownership dreams. So we'll start off by the one who was on time. So I'm just kidding. So Amanda,
come on.
if you would, will you just say who you are, what office you're with, maybe like just a little bit about your journey in real estate, how long you've been in the business, and then we'll let Omar introduce.
Yeah, well, I'm Amanda Rutledge. I office out of Fort Worth, and I started back in May of 21 now, so just a little over 3 years. And yeah, I feel very honored to be here today. I feel like I did learn a lot about home buying seminars from you and our Mentee Monday classes, so it kind of feels like a full circle moment here. But yeah, I'm excited to share what I've learned so far.
Well, I cannot wait until she shares her most recent success with it. So, and Omar, tell a little bit about you.
Well, I've been with Remax. June was my 6th year anniversary. So happy, and my only broker, and I'm sitting here.
That's right.
And I used to do logistics for 15 years, and then I switched gears with this industry. And yes, this was my golden nugget when I started this business, the seminars, where I'll share a little bit more. But yeah, thank you for having us.
It really was. That's true. And both of you have done such a good job with going the traditional routes of real estate, but different than that, the two of them are really good at sort of positioning themselves as unique within the real estate industry. They have their own style of marketing. They've got even if they're using the tools and things that we provide, they put their own spin on it. And so I kind of like both of that about them. They share that similar personality. So, all right. So now we know how long you've been in the business. When did you start seminars? You said you started right away, like right away. How quick? And then you too.
Sorry?
No.
Okay. So I started doing it in the spring of my first full year. And so I've been pretty consistent with doing it around Valentine's Day, so I can make it kind of fun. It's kind of part of my personality to be cheesy. So I call it break up with renting and fall in love with your first home. And so I find doing the themed event, it sticks in people's mind on my social media, and people who, say, I can't make it this year, but I would love to go to the next one. And I can follow up with that, and they recognize it. So I found like the consistency has been helpful.
So you start, and then your very first spring you threw this. Mm-hmm. So that's really fast, you guys. I love that. I love that courage, and I love that just attempt at, hey, I'm just going to try it. How long was it until you tried something?
So when I joined the industry, I just didn't know where to get leads from. And I was a home buyer like 2 years before, and this not being my culture, then not my first language, I'm like, well, I think we need education. And that was like my tool. It's like, I'm going to educate my community, and then I'm going to let them know what to expect and how to start the process and how to finish it. I'm going to take you by the hand. So when I decided to do this, it was probably within the 3 months that I joined the industry, and it was very successful because I think I had like maybe eight couples, so maybe like 15, 16 people. And it was like 90% of them bought with me within that first year.
I love that.
It was super successful. Yes.
Was that your same reasoning why you started to do them so quickly, as you were kind of just started looking for lead generation, but underneath that was the desire to educate?
Yeah, because when I got into real estate, I had also been a home buyer a few years past, and it was an okay experience, but it's always been my goal to create these very memorable, positive experiences for first-time home buyers, and I found that education is a big part of that. And so one way to lead generate, I thought, would be to do the home buying seminars and provide that education in a fun and positive manner.
Well, and something neither one of them said in their intros, which is I'm already picking up on here, is their desire to educate also came from their personal skill set. So Omar was looking to educate his personal culture and an experience that he had personally been through. Amanda, actually, she may not brag on herself, but she's a writer. So she has published works, things like that. So I could see how she gravitated towards wanting to put together something that was both creative but also educational, because she's good at that format thinking. So, I see two people in the room right now that have that same skill set. So, at your first one, you said you had about 8 people convert. What about you? Was it all bells and whistles, or first seminar? How did that go?
So first seminar, one of the couples did end up buying later in the year, and that's been consistent with each of them. I've had at least one transaction. So I've had one. So yay.
I love that. No, I think that's fantastic.
One's better than none. So.
Yeah, but I mean, I think if you're, and this is not on our sheet, so I'm going off of this a little bit, but time investment for that very first seminar, I'm sure was a lot more time than your investment now. So let's start at talking about the groundwork being laid, because I think most of the people listening might not have had one yet. You're one buyer. What was your time investment to put that very first seminar together?
Yeah, so one buyer that ended up actually buying, we had, I think, 7 people show up to that first one. But yeah, it takes a lot more time to set up the first time, because you've got to make the presentation, decide who you're going to work with, decide where it's going to be held. But then after you do all of those things the first time, it's pretty easy to just kind of pick it up.
Do you by any chance remember her volume, or what was the
about
the sale?
Oh, the sale? Yeah, she was in the 300s.
Okay, so $300,000 closing for, would you say, a few hours worth of investment to prepare for the seminar? Days, weeks?
Probably days.
Couple days.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
But that is measurable, and that is something that you can't necessarily go out and recreate in all aspects of real estate.
Yeah.
What about you? The very first one, and I know yours have evolved a little bit. So just focus on that first one. I remember you going through that. It was a lot of planning.
Yes, probably about a month, because I just didn't know where to start.
Yes.
So I was trying to, number one, focus of where am I going to get, my audience from. So with my sphere, and then I spoke to the company that I was working with for, and then my lender, my preferred lender, my insurance people. And I'm like, we need to, how do you say, try to get the word out there. This is going to be a class in Spanish. We promoted Spanish. Because most of my my clientele, they're bilingual. However, they feel more comfortable in Spanish. Talking about the industry and talking about the all the process, where to start, what to expect.
Yeah. And
then after deciding where to go, like the spot, I think it was Remax office, the first one that I did, the cafe, and then trying to get sponsors and try to do the presentation that you mentioned. I did the PowerPoint as well, and I thought it was amazing, because that kind of 3 to 4 weeks of planning gave me remember, I did the first year of real estate part-time. I think I closed like 4 or 5 homes doing part-time, just because of the seminar.
So it took you about a month, but it was part-time efforts around your other job. It took you a few days. It was full-time efforts that you were directly focused on, which is probably around the same amount of time investment if you think about it.
Yep.
And then just talk about only the time commitment, how that has evolved the more you do that. What are you finding now versus when you had to spend a month or days doing this? How much time does it take you to throw one?
For me, maybe like not even a week, like 3 days is like, that's all I need just to set up the spot, and then making sure that it's not me, but also my sponsors are available, and then getting the word out there. I think I spent to promote it, 3 weeks.
Okay.
But
so you're promoting it 3 weeks in advance, but your personal time
3 to 4 days.
Okay.
Max.
Do you find the same?
The same. Yeah, because you have to still plan in advance. Like I reserved a cafe and confirm with my lender partners and anyone else who I want to bring in to talk and sponsor. And then I kind of already know what to delegate out to. Okay, do you want to handle the gift card giveaway, and I'll handle the food. And so we just kind of strategize that, and then just kind of pick up the smaller things and then promotion from there.
So in that regard, and you guys both kind of touched on it a little bit, you both mentioned your partners. At what point in this planning process did you think to yourself, okay, I need to pull in some people, and how did you make the decision what to pull them in for? Because you're talking about having your team promote for you. You're talking about your team bringing door prizes. Let's dive into that just a little bit. What do they do for you, and how'd you find them?
Yeah, so I just kind of thought through the lenders that I've worked with, and tried to consider who I think would be a good fit for my target audience, those lenders who work really well with explaining and hand holding. And so those are the kinds of vendors I reach out to.
And you had experience with that. I
Yes.
love that. So you didn't pick a blind person out of a hat. It was someone that she had seen work, which I greatly value.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you would say the same.
Yeah, for me, it was like, I was very nervous, to be very honest, because it's not easy to, especially because I didn't know that much experience. It was like only 3 months worth of experience
Is this
after I
recorded that he
graduated.
was nervous? Is this recorded? Yeah.
I'm like, well, I'm the expert in real estate, but I need, I know there's gonna be questions about finance and then insurance. So I talked to the people that I work with when I bought my house, and they were like very supportive. Yeah, let's do it. So I did my agenda, and I'm like, well, it's about 2 hours, an hour and a half, my seminar. And I'm gonna be talking about 45 minutes, and then I'm gonna give them 10 to 15 minutes each, so they can answer questions regarding finance and insurance. And then I got a CPA back then as well. So I decided to do that because, again, I was very nervous, and I'm gonna be talking in front of this many people, and they will trust you because you
Yeah,
are.
they do.
They
You're
do.
positioned as the
You
expert.
earn their trust, and then they're seeing that you have a team that's supporting you, and that's the reason why this, like, yeah, we'll buy a house with Omar.
Yes, I love that. Is that sort of kind of how you feel as well about you're building the trust with them and this is planting the seeds and
Yes, absolutely. And I feel like you said, I really like what you said about that, because when I first started, I did like heavily rely on my lender to kind of explain some of the financing things. And I found myself learning some of the insurance things, just letting them talk about those topics. So, if you don't have all the answers, I think that's fine. You can still jump in and just lean on your partners with that.
And what a cool way to demonstrate to the consumer that you have those partners and that you have, I may not know every single thing about your transaction, but I know somebody who does, like Tracy always says, make sure to lean on your vendors and things like that. So.
And sorry to interrupt, but my strategy is always like, not just me talking about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm always, asking questions or engaging. And then this girl, can you help me with this? Trying to make it a little bit more fun than just being one person's, talking for this much time.
Well, and one question I didn't ask, but I'm sort of picking up, are yours general home buying seminars or are they for first time home buyers?
Well, this last one was for general.
General.
But usually it's first time home buyers.
Okay. Yeah. And yours so far have been first time, but are you finding others come?
So far it's been mainly
first time. Okay. I love that. How exciting. Okay. That's great. Well, and that's the experience that you guys are feeding from too. So you're bringing that to them, which is even better.
Yeah, because after 6 years that I've been doing this, I know that the first generation that they bought with me, they're ready to do it maybe again, but it's not the same market. Well, it's changing, it's evolving.
Yeah, and I actually have my past clients come in and give advice as well at the seminars. So it was really sweet. This last spring, I had the buyer who had been at the seminar the year before and had bought over the summer. Like they were now sharing their advice to the people sitting in the chairs that they had sat in.
Oh my God, I love that.
It's really cool.
That's like warm fuzzy, retention of client number one, picking up client number two, demonstrating your skill set, having somebody else articulate your value so you don't have to. I love everything about that.
Yeah.
That's even better than a written testimonial, having somebody come up and do one, right? So are you going to start moving yours into repeat buyers then?
Interesting.
That is interesting.
I have thought through some other types of seminars that I might want to do, like maybe a first time sellers, or what does it look like to buy and sell at the same time? I've even thought about partnering with some builders and doing like a builder tour. But I have not gotten those off the ground yet, but yeah.
That's okay. So we'll all meet here again June next year and see what everybody's doing and share it with everybody.
Yeah.
So going back to setup, you guys touched on using your strengths to do that. And you mentioned that you talk for about 45, give your lenders too. Can you tell us about the format of yours?
Yeah, so I talk for really not that long, maybe probably on the lower side, like 15 minutes. And I let the lenders talk for 15, 20 minutes, and insurance kind of rounds it out with another 15, 20 minutes. And then something I do that's tries to get the audience involved is I pre-write out questions that I know people have, and I stick them to the bottom of the chairs, because not everybody knows how to they don't always want to like raise their hand and ask a question. So it kind of breaks the ice. And
so like, what's a question example?
So, what's PMI?
Okay.
Or something like that. Just a question that they would not know to ask. And so it just kind of starts the dialogue and then it kind of snowballs from there. So we spend a lot more time doing the Q&A.
Yes.
We at least get to start and then we do.
But you know what? They say people retain that way because they're engaged and they're listening and they're trying to follow. And so you've got everybody involved. I bet there's an element that kind of kicks up the retention on what they're hearing, doing it in that format. And plus it's fun. Then they want to recommend their friends come.
Right.
You know what I mean? So what about you?
So for me, I always love to give them expectation. You know, what are we doing here and for how long? So they don't get either bored or what are we doing here?
So when you get there,
So-
you say this is what we're going
This
to
is the
cover.
agenda. I always do the agenda that I will be speaking for this long, and then these are my sponsors that will be talking about their specific subjects. I love to open up my seminars with a motivated video, maybe 1 or 2 minute motivated video,
That's cute.
and I give their attention, and then I always look a game or something to break up the ice, and then boom, I got everybody's attention, and then that's when I start the class for maybe 30, 40 minutes. And then I give them chance to my sponsors to speak. At the very end, I do a raffle. I usually do like gift cards, maybe like my golden nugget is I usually do $1,000 certificate if they buy with me and my preferred lender. So yeah, they will give me a credit for 500 and I'll put another 500. So they're super excited, and this has to be the
Credit
very
towards
end.
their closing cost or whatever, but I'm not handing you $1,000 check. You have
No.
to, this is a
You have to buy
partnership.
with me, exactly.
Love that.
And then I also give them a year to buy with me. It's like, we're here, you already take the first step. You're here because of a reason. And then, yeah, let's do it. And I think my best score was doing a seminar on Saturday. Monday, this family applied for a mortgage. On Tuesday, they were approved. We qualified. On Wednesday, we toured 5 properties and we submitted an offer.
Stop.
Like 5 days, and they bought a house with me.
Did you know them before?
No.
I love that.
They were referral.
I love that.
And it was amazing. Yeah.
So you need to implement her strategy and have those exact people come back next time and
There
talk
you go.
about how wonderful it was, how quickly you were able to help them.
To help them, yes.
That's awesome.
So what else comes with you? Is there a PowerPoint? Is there folders? Do they walk away with something? What's brought?
Yeah, so I have a presentation. I also have little goodie bags with some merch in there that kind of all the vendors, we all pull together and put our merch in there.
Like what?
So like a t-shirt or
Okay,
coffee mug
branded
or-
stuff.
Yep, branded
Awesome.
stuff. Yep, it's, advertising, so that's great. And then I have some like printed out materials that I actually do like a first time home buyer folder that's like already branded with like, just some guidelines.
Your stuff, your vendor partner stuff, a little bit about what you're about to cover, and they can take notes on it, type thing. Do yours walk away with a handout or
Yes, same thing.
printed materials?
I usually do a like notepad, pens, a little bit of a little bottle of wine or maybe like a champagne.
Oh, yeah, we did see that in your video, actually.
I
Yeah.
did that. And also the last 3 that I did, I got some keychains with a house shape.
Cute.
And this is part of the motivating speech. It's like, you guys are here because of a reason. In your desk, you will have this and that and a little keychain. Keep it, because you will get the key of your house in the next few weeks or months. And they leave like so
And then they're
motivated.
looking at their empty keychain going.
Yes, like this is for our house.
I
Yeah,
love that.
now you have the key. Now we need the house now.
So one really cute thing that he does is, if you guys remember those Remax boxes that we had for so
Yes.
many years at all the offices, which we'll have to check. I don't know if they're still doing those. We can see if
I
we
don't
can.
think so,
I
but
don't-
they're
we'll check.
so lovely. Yeah.
But he had just taken a blank white box essentially and put a Remax sticker across the front, and it was filled with a couple little housewarming goodies like an air freshener, a dishwasher, detergent pack.
Sanitizer. Yeah.
Zero cost, but it looks impressive because it's a white box that they can walk away with, that he's stuffing and stuff like that. So I like that they have that, and I like that she's doing the brochure, because then as they're going through and her stuff, her keychain, huggies, shirts, you want to say that link? It's really cute. Or your brand, your Amanda Sells.
Amanda Sells Texas, yeah.
It's really cute stuff. But I like that because when they're using it, they're remembering you. And when they're
Yes.
looking at that empty key, they're remembering you. So even if they were overwhelmed at the seminar and they walk away, they've got something tangible to think about.
Exactly.
Especially the lady who's thinking, I've only got $1,000 or I've got $1,000 that I need to spend within 1 year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm ready to go. So.
And I forgot to mention that I actually printed a certificate. It looks very formal, official.
For the
with my
$1,000?
signature for $1,000 with a lender's signature, and this certificate for 1 year to buy a house with Omar and this lender within 1 year.
So one thing I love specifically about the $1,000 is it sounds huge.
Yep.
It's not redeemed until you've got the commission to cover it. Your lender's got the closing to cover it.
Mhm.
Your investment's only 500 from your invest,
Yes.
as is your lenders, which I think is fantastic. I think somebody on Zoom is wanting to.
So Jennifer, just from the Highland Village office, they still have a ton of the home boxes at that office.
Oh, nice.
Maybe we can get them rolled out to.
Yes, I love that. Well, if you guys can beat Omar, he lives near that office, so he might stop there on the way home. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the traffic,
Right, the traffic, that's so funny.
Okay, so at the seminar, everybody's talking. Have you guys continued with the exact same set of vendors since the beginning?
I have not. In my first year, the 3 women who I partnered with, they're all not in the industry anymore. So I kind of had to, regroup in my second and third years, but.
And so far, those have been a little bit more people that you're doing more business with that are, okay, I love that.
Yeah.
What about you?
I have.
You have the
For-
same
for
people,
6
but I think
years.
you added somebody at one point, you said.
Well, it was my CPA at the very beginning,
Oh.
and then I added the insurance, person, the lender, because it was not only people who trusted me.
Yes.
But it's actually my personal insurance agent and then my
Yeah.
lender that helped me with my house. So it's been like a loyalty kind of relationship.
Well, the other thing is where yours is differentiated is that your vendor partners are speaking Spanish as well.
Correct.
And so I can also understand why that choice was made and how you guys have created that 6-year partnership. I do appreciate though that Amanda has looked at her seminar, and even if somebody got out of the business, she's refilled that position. I think your ultimate goal and kind of what I'm getting at this point is to find somebody who fills your need. And also it doesn't have to be somebody that works with you for 6 years. It can be somebody that you find that is doing a good value at that time. You can test them out. If they do a great job at the seminar helping you, then great. If they don't, then maybe next time you find somebody different, depending on what the need might be, right?
And actually, with that question, I did add, like, I think it was on the 3rd year, a life insurance agent.
Okay.
But I realized that it was way too much information.
Yeah.
It was like too many of us speaking.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it was very informative, honestly, but it was way too much.
But it was
So I
like for your
decided
whole life,
to
not just
just
your
keep it
house.
lender, insurance, and myself. That's it.
Okay.
Yes.
So people weren't dying to get
Not
into
yet.
home buying. They didn't need their life
Not yet.
insurance yet.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay. So as far as you got these door prizes, are you covering the cost of the tangible stuff because yours is the branded stuff and your vendors are covering their branded
Yep.
stuff? You said your lender covers the 500. What about like snacks and stuff like that? I saw you had a cute setup. Is there a time investment? Do you do the same thing every time? If you didn't see her video, she had a cute little munchie bar.
Yeah, so I kind of make it like brunch themed. I do it kind of mid-morning, and so we'll do like some orange juice and donuts and something
Yes.
brunchy to make it.
Well, Brenty kind of goes with the
Yeah.
cute little breakup with
Exactly.
homeownership theme or break up with renting
Break up with
and move into homeownership theme anyway. So
Yeah.
that's kind of cute. I like that. What about you? Who brings that? You?
Yes, I
Okay.
do, and I asked them to bring my sponsors, my lender, the insurance agent, mimosas, water, soft drinks. But I like to bring brunch, either the little boxes from Chick-fil-A, they look
Yeah.
amazing, or maybe tacos from Taco Cabana,
Okay.
those little boxes as well. So I love for them to pay attention to me. It's like I usually do like a noontime on Saturdays.
Okay.
So I want them to pay attention. So eat and drink,
Yeah.
and then I'll do the rest.
Is yours also a Saturday? I didn't think to ask that. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think I did chicken salad chick the
Okay.
last time. So
Ooh, I
I love
love
it.
chicken
Sounds
salad.
like a
chick.
good,
Do you remember?
Oh,
We have to go.
Such a good one.
Yeah.
And then if there's a new one.
brunch, because
Yeah.
it's kind of in the middle. So.
Yeah. Mhm.
I love chicken salad chick. Okay, so I'm loving all that. So let's talk about the seminar ends and then what? How do you follow up? Who follows up? And then the same question backwards, promoting. So let's do promoting and follow up. Either comment.
Okay, yeah, so I promote it on my social media. I have people register with Eventbrite. It's a a free way where people can register, and now I have their email. So I don't always have to worry about them signing in because I already have their information.
And I don't want to drill down on this, but will you say what you do to promote on social media very specifically? Because you are good at it. And I think some people are wondering, what does she do?
Oh, posts,
Okay.
stories
Where?
on my Instagram.
Okay.
Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, just every
Yeah.
detail you can give us about it.
Instagram.
This is always a
Facebook.
hot topic for people, is how do I get people there?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Instagram, Facebook. I'll also text people directly as well.
Okay.
So I try to be very mindful of everybody I think might be buying a home in the next year, and I text them the link.
Okay.
And so I
How far in advance are we promoting?
like a month and a half.
Okay,
Yeah.
I love that.
Yep.
And then frequency,
Like for texting them and promoting.
or just promoting in general?
Yeah,
Are you
I mean,
trying
once a
multiple
week.
times? Okay.
Probably
I
once
love
a
that.
week posting on my social media, and then following up, maybe a week before, a couple weeks before, just
Okay.
depending on the response I'm getting. So,
Well, and I like that you do social because you can see who's looking at it.
yeah.
And so she can kind of look and be like, okay, if I'm promoting this at 10 a.m., I'm getting this many views. If I'm promoting it at
Yeah.
4 p.m., I'm getting this many views.
And there's actually, I think, like a countdown timer that you can add, like an event for. And so I'll usually do that at the beginning.
Oh, that's
I've had
cute.
some people sign up to be notified like when the event's coming up. So
Okay. Do you do a calendar event on Facebook or anything like that? Like on the events tab?
I have not done that in the past. I've thought about it, but just on the Eventbrite. I'm sure the Facebook probably would get more.
Either way, I mean, I'm interested because you are so savvy in that area. What about you? What's the promotion?
Very similar, super
Okay.
similar on my social media, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. I call every client that I've had in the past, trying to let them know, hey, I'm having a seminar.
Tell
When
everybody you
when
know.
you buy a house with me back then, it is not the same market. If you're thinking about maybe, investing in a house on a house, or maybe you have someone who you know about. And I also ask my lender and my agent, my insurance agent, to promote it on their social media. So it kind of spreads out.
Okay.
And I try to do what you just mentioned on the Facebook event.
Okay.
I don't think I've got anything
From that.
From that.
Good feedback. Yeah.
I don't pay for marketing or promoting the seminar. I think like you, it's free.
Yours is too?
Yeah.
Free posts and stuff? Okay.
Yes, because honestly,
This is doable, guys.
it's very doable, but you'll get very nervous. It's like, am I gonna have only one person?
Right.
I'm gonna have 20. But I mean, you have to do it. You have to try it.
I remember in the beginning, and he would come into Ninja and be like, does anybody want to come to my seminar? And I went to one in the very beginning. Yeah.
Yes.
Just a guy didn't understand any of it, by the way.
Exactly. So yeah, that's the way I do it.
Okay. So, and yours too, you're the same way. You just kind of authentically and organically put it out there.
And I also think too, like by doing it organically, like I know who's coming in the office. It feels good to know the people who are coming as much as possible. I have had people find the event like on Eventbrite and come to the event. So I mean, I don't know how people find things on Eventbrite. I never search for things on Eventbrite, but
Yeah, me neither.
I have had people just find it there and sign up and come. So,
But if you didn't even try and you've had somebody do that, that is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, we're doing your natural process and somebody found that. That is fantastic. That is you attracting that person is what that was, just by doing your job.
and then with the giveaway that I do, I have them follow me on social media to enter the giveaway.
Yes.
So I kind of continue to engage with them, even if it's not like a specific drip campaign. Sometimes I'll do that. It just depends on the situation and the person, but I at least have a social media relationship,
love
which
that.
in a lot of ways can be better.
So, and actually I didn't ask, how is the giveaway recipient chosen?
I just draw it.
You draw it out of a hat. What about you?
Same thing with those little.
All the names
red-
of everybody who's there.
Yeah, they have to register. I need their name, phone number, and email, so I
Okay.
get them.
Okay, you
At the
need to
very
have them
beginning.
start following you. That's
Mhm.
smart.
Yes,
So I need you to register and follow me.
I'll do that.
Give them $1,000.
I know. I need to give. Yeah, that's great. I love this.
They need to be following you.
Yeah.
I'm ready for the day they're having a joint seminar. I'm going because there are gonna be thousands of people there and we're all just gonna be sitting there to watch. So we talked about setup, follow-up. How are we keeping in touch with these people? Are your vendors also touching them? What is the follow-up process? And do you follow up with everybody?
Yeah, so I follow up with everybody the Monday after. I send them an email thanking them for attending. And I have had people like fill out loan applications like relatively soon after. And then now my lender has like a touch point because they filled out a loan application, which is great.
I love
And
that.
then, my others, I kind of touch base with them based on their timeline for purchasing. So mine have been more so like the purchases that have happened have been in the summer and in the fall.
Yeah.
But I just stay in touch with them every so often. I
But
have
that's
like a
really
big
good
whiteboard
results.
where I have all of my leads in the timeline. So I see it all the time on what I need to kind of keep in touch. So
That's very you. And also, I love that she's doing these in February and she's able to that quickly see the results in either spring or fall of the same year. We know how long it takes somebody to get qualified and actually find a house. They're basically primed and ready to go when they leave her class. So is that the same general timeline for you?
Very similar as well.
Do you follow up the Monday out? When do
Monday,
you follow up?
Tuesday. Yeah,
Okay.
it has to be, I give them time to kind of digest all the information that they gather. And Monday, Tuesday morning is like when I call them, send them an email to thank them, to spend time with me. And how do you feel? Do you have any more questions? I'll be happy to do a one-on-one, and that's my kind of my approach.
Yours is
Because this is-
surprisingly a little fluffy. I'm surprised by this.
What do you mean?
I'm surprised. Yours is a little fluffy. It's like, how do you feel? Yours is like, are you ready to buy?
Yeah.
I mean, I love it. Probably I'm just surprised because of their personalities. I'm
Yeah,
surprised.
I always do it like, do you want to go to lunch? You want to grab
Okay.
coffee? And I'll be happy to bring the lender so you can, because I know there will be more questions. It was way too much info. I know it's overwhelming, but I'm here to help.
It is a
So-
lot of info.
A lot of information. It's like, okay, let's meet. So once I got that one-on-one, it's like, boom, they're super ready to either apply for the loan or get the next step.
So do your vendors follow up or do they wait for your queue?
It's me. It's me 100%.
So same.
And then
I love
once,
that.
once I
Yeah.
get them ready, it's like, okay, this is the next step, is like get an application with the lender. And I
Well,
kinda-
it's the same for both of them. So that shows that they are the ones running the situation, which is exactly how it is in the transaction. We're the coordinator between the lender, the inspector, the title people, all that.
Yes.
So it makes perfect sense that would be that way. How long do you follow up for? Forever?
yeah,
Okay.
I'm like the
That's a
queen of
good bite.
follow-up. I like.
They're in
just-
you're the
Yeah.
queen of follow-up?
I mean, I will just keep them in my inbox and nurture and nurture and nurture until
Okay.
they tell me to stop, and that doesn't happen. So
Did you
I mean,
build a campaign or are you doing it organically? Just kind of like
Organic.
today, I'm gonna reach out to my last February people or,
Yeah, I do have different campaigns for different situations, and so I'll cater it based on their timelines. So,
yes. I am having my wheels spin about your follow-up emails. I can think of so many cute little, I love your theme. I just think her theme is so cute. I mean, I just absolutely adore it. So, okay, so all that being said, you guys are obviously still continuing to do them. So you must be finding enough value out of them. Yeah.
Well, I would love to share about the one I did this past weekend.
Yes, please.
When we talk about having relationships with our lender partners, I just had this incredible opportunity because the person that I usually do my home buyer seminars with, he actually recommended me to a lady at his church who I helped get a lease in a very short amount of time. She was in a crunch time and I helped her. And it turns out she's in charge of putting on these educational seminars for the community at their church, like once a quarter. And they were doing a home buyer panel and workshop this past weekend, and she invited me to sit on the panel. And so I was sitting with my lender, there was another lender, another agent, and an insurance person there. And we had like 186 people there.
Wow.
And I mean, people were just like flocking to our tables, just scooping up the information. And I have 35 like phone numbers and emails of people that I have put on a specific campaign for that event.
That's
So
amazing.
you just never know what could come of building these
Yes.
relationships. And it definitely has me thinking like on a different scale for these home buyer seminars.
Yeah.
Like let's go to the community where people are actually like hungering for this information.
Yeah.
Which is why I think what you do is super important. And I'm thinking maybe I need to branch out and not just do it in my office and what's comfortable to me, but actually getting out to
Yeah.
what's comfortable for
Where are
the
the
people
people?
I'm trying to serve. So really cool.
I love that so much. And that the church backed it up. And so then they're endorsing you and essentially, and who's this other agent? Do we need to
Yeah.
we'll get her out of there?
You know.
And you know what? And she said something,
Love her.
very
Love her.
important,
Or get her over here.
because you never know who's going to attend. And
Yeah.
on my case, the very first one that I did, it was a guy who moved from Mexico, from Monterrey, Mexico to the States with a working visa. And he happens to work for Coca-Cola. So he referred me to every single person who was moving from out of the country. And then I think I did from that one person or one couple, maybe like 10 closings.
Wow.
with just referrals from that one person.
Mhm.
So you never know who's gonna show up. Yes.
Mhm. And now you're a Coca-Cola family.
Now, probably, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Because of her, yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Did
Yeah.
that also originate from that
Yes.
partnership?
Yes.
Stop it.
Yeah.
So that same connection with the Coca-Cola
Mhm.
management is what now has brought your household into that same world.
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I just absolutely love
Crazy.
that.
Yeah.
So, okay, so what is the worst thing that could happen at one of these seminars that someone would need to know about? I know I didn't put that on your sheet, but I just thought of it.
If I have to think, I don't think so. I think it's just the worst thing that could happen is just that question that you don't know the answer.
Mhm.
And that's the reason I have
People,
support
Which
every
is
time.
not bad.
Which is never happened, but if I don't know the answer, they will, support me. And if they don't know the answer, like, we'll get back to you. And it's another good reason to follow up with them, get an email, get a phone number, and then just get that connection. But that's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if someone signs up but doesn't show up,
Yeah.
but I still have their contact
Okay.
information, I still
Yeah,
can follow
that's
up with them.
The one I get
Now
asked
have
about,
like an individual one-on-one meeting,
right.
which is also good. So,
Well, that's sort of where I'm going with it, because I get asked a lot about what if nobody shows up, or what if only one person shows up? I don't want to do this because what if nobody comes, or
Yes,
then what?
that's a true feeling.
I mean, you have to try, right?
Yeah, but I mean, even if one person shows up, you're golden because you have one lead. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't get the email, it canceled? Well, that's okay. That's why nobody else is here. We're gonna sit here and have a one-on-one. You're
Yeah.
valuable to
Yes.
me.
More chocolate to share, more food, yeah, more resources.
Boxes of Chick-fil-A, well, I thought you might want one for your family. I love that. Okay. One thing that we did not cover that I do want to make sure to touch on is financial investment. You've talked about, you bring snacks, you printed all these materials, and I know you can't say a direct dollar figure, and I'm sure it has gotten more affordable as you've been going. But to start this up, what is a budget that someone might want to have in mind? Couple $100, less?
Yeah,
Like 250, 300 max.
Because you're thinking about printing, binders, food.
Not considering the $1,000 or the 500 that you put, but with printing, food, drinks that I do sponsors, from my budget, from my pocket, I will say 250 max.
Okay.
Yes.
yeah, I'd say about the same.
Okay.
Sometimes a little bit more if I'm like ordering all of my merch for the year at the same time, or ordering all of my materials at the same time. It can seem like a lot more, but it's not. Those things aren't just for the event.
Good point.
So it's hard to put a firm number on it, but I would say when you look at it, it's probably about the same.
Because you said your brand, but also if I involve a title company that gives me notepads or pens, things like that.
Do they give you
Yeah.
dollars and cents? Do they give you money?
No.
Okay.
No, it's just something physical.
Okay, and I'm assuming that's probably to do with their partnership agreements with RESPA and things like that, with the lenders and whatnot.
And I asked them to bring maybe like a $25 gift card, to try to the raffle.
Yep.
It's not just like the certificate of $1,000. I like everybody to get out of the seminar with something.
Mhm.
Even if it's a little keychain or maybe the gift cards. I usually do 2 to 3 gift cards,
Mhm.
restaurant or maybe like an Amazon gift card, and they're like so thankful that you not only spending time for them and give them information,
Mhm.
but also little something. At least I need to give them 3 to 5 kind of gifts at the very end.
So a couple $100, couple hours to a couple days to a couple weeks of investment of time, and it gets more affordable and less time investment oriented the more you go. And I know yours are annual. Yours are how often?
3 to 4 a year, so every quarter. Yes.
Okay, so it's not necessarily like a set.
No.
3 months from now, we're having our next one.
Exactly, and then
Okay.
and what I like to do is depending on there's like a holiday, I try to do either before or after. I try to put less specific dates with a month in advance notification. And it's worked fine so far. I don't think I've ever had any, seminars less than 10 people.
Well, and I would assume both of your strategies is actually pretty clever because hers is on a set time of year every year. So if somebody feels like they missed it, they know when it's coming. She's
Right.
also got her marketing efforts around it. Yours is, feeding a community that is needing this. And so you may get a lot of people saying, when is your next one? And that may cue you off to do it sooner. So I can see why both would have their pros and cons. If you were giving somebody who wanted to try a seminar advice for their very first one, how far in advance what would be the quickest you would tell somebody? A couple months so they could get their duckies in a row?
I'd say so.
Yeah, I was thinking.
I'd say a couple months.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. Yesterday when we were, or earlier this week, when I was preparing the questions for this, I was walking around asking agents what they would want to know from you guys. And I did get a question from some of the Highland Village agents. They want to know if it has come up, maybe not for you because yours is in February, but I know you just did one this past weekend.
Mhm.
Is anybody asking about commission and do you cover it? And do you cover how a realtor gets paid in a transaction at these seminars?
No, not on my side, because this is mostly like on the buyer side, not on the leasing side. And I don't think I've ever had that question before.
Yeah, I don't think I have either.
So they don't
That's a
ask.
better, like conversation, like one-on-one with the client.
Okay.
So, I don't know if it's come up, and if it has, I don't remember it being like,
Okay.
a terrible experience.
So at the seminars, nobody has said, how much does this process cost for you to help me buy a house? There you go.
Yeah, I don't know. If it has, I've probably just given like the same answer about commissions that we've always given.
Okay,
So
I love it. Tracy, do you have anything you want for them to say or while we're on us?
So my initial thought was, when you're bringing an educational forum, it's more about them.
Yeah.
Not so much about the representation agreements
Right.
or any of those things. I think it really is about just the value that you bring. So honestly, I think if you're giving too much away, then you're not leaving it open-ended for a consultation.
Yeah,
So I think if cost comes up, commission comes up, I think your best transitional statement is, I would love to sit down with you one-on-one and do a consultation.
Yep.
So you can have an understanding of everything that it costs, the entire detail of financial obligation.
can the
Correct.
people on Zoom hear Tracy's answer? Hopefully somebody will type a yes or no, because it was really, yes,
Elena
okay,
said yes.
we got a yes, okay, good, because that was, well, it was really important, and we just want to make sure, okay.
Yeah, I think you transition to appointment, you don't give all your facts away.
Right,
It's opportunity.
okay, I love it, well, all right, so, at this point, we are at the end of our hour, but I want to make sure that if anybody has any questions that they can ask them, and then also for you guys, when's your next seminar? Can people go and how they can contact you if they have questions, thoughts and things like that? Are you gonna wait until February, or now that you've just had this church experience, are you vibing?
I might try to do more, but
Okay.
I always tell myself like, I'm for sure doing the spring one. And
Yes.
if that's the capacity that I have, I'm at least doing it once a year. And if I do have the ability to do more, then I certainly can look at that. But, for agents who don't know if they should do a lot or just do one, just start with one and then set a time and then strategize a plan, at least get something on the calendar. So
Can our agents come to your February seminar
yeah, anyone's absolutely welcome to come
and learn from you?
far away out, but yes, I will be there.
It's okay, I'll remember, I'll be there. Johnny?
Delano is asking, what are some key points that you guys touch on when doing the seminar?
Okay, so content.
I do, from my experience when I bought my house, what do I really need to know? So I try to, at the very beginning of the seminar, I give them what to expect on all the steps, and I usually do like 10 steps, all the way from getting the real estate, the realtor, the lender, insurance, inspection, pretty much all the process of what to expect when you're buying. And I love to give them an expectation of how much they need to spend, not only on the loan side, but also on the how much you're going to spend for an inspection, earnest money, option period, how much
So
they're
they're
going
not
to have to pay.
surprised.
They're not surprised. And also the appraisal, so they know how much they usually want to have to spend at the very beginning of the process.
Do you talk about home warranties as well?
I do as well. Yes, 100%. Yes. So those things, and when I speak about the home warranties and how much they're gonna spend, because they have a lot of questions regarding the insurance and also the warranty. They think it's the same thing. It's not, like, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my content.
Yeah, it's like you kind of let your insurance person kind of explain the difference, or at least I
Yes.
do, because when the home warranty question comes up, and then we talk about home insurance, they're like, is that the same thing? And then we have a home insurance person who can say, no, these are the differences. So
100%.
Do you ever have a warranty, people come and participate?
I haven't, but I think that's a good, because again, when I did the life insurance guy, I thought it was just way too much info, but I think that's a good one that we might add in the next one. Yeah.
Well, but to that point, the insurance is a different. You're talking about life insurance.
Life insurance,
Which
yes.
is different than a home buying process. The
Correct.
warranty does filter into it, so I could see how it would feel differently.
Yeah,
But I don't want to get too far off of Delano's question. What is your content?
Yeah, I basically go over the home buying process and I
Okay.
have visuals so they can see kind of, here's the timeline and here's where this is in the timeline. Here's where this is in the timeline, so they can actually see themselves visually, kind of how they're moving along.
So process, timeline, and financial expectations.
Yeah.
So just think yourself through. So actually, I would think a good way to sort of put that together would be the next time you have a buyer, keep a little journal, go to your agent companion book or go to MyHub and look at the different buying activities, and you could build it off of that.
Yep.
I also add at the very end of the presentation, pictures of, people or families that have attended my seminars and they have closed with me. So they end up like, oh, this
Seeing
is
the results.
This is the result.
I want to
exactly.
be in that picture is what
Yeah,
they're
and
thinking.
I
Yeah.
place like maybe, 5, 10 pictures of closings with my clients. It's these people were here where you're sitting right now, so you're gonna be the next ones, and they're like so motivated. Yes.
Yeah, I'll do like, before the event starts, I'll have like a picture of the houses that I've sold along with my client testimonials.
Yes.
Just kind of like going on a rotating power.
Building that
like,
trust
so
for you, even walk in.
Before like we even start, we have music playing and then that can kind of rotate, so,
I love the music playing and then you just walk in like a star and you're like, I'm gonna help you with your.
In slow motion.
dreams. Do you walk in slow motion? I would believe that.
I do. And then I got the Rocky sound too.
Oh, that's hilarious. Well, while you had popped up, she had said that they could come in February, which is a little bit far out, but she may do others. When is your next one? I know you just had one.
Yes, so probably it's gonna be September/October.
Okay.
Yes.
And is the audience able to attend?
Oh, yeah, I'm always open. I'm open book and it was funny because the lender, on the 2 previous seminars, she asked me, I have a couple of agents that are from another broker. Are they welcome to it's
There you go.
bring them over,
I love it.
it's like open book again, it's information. They love to kind of gather what we do. How
He
do
said,
we
let
do
me
it."
get their names and emails to my friend Mel.
Yeah.
100%.
And then
So
after
then we'll
that.
bring
he
them
said,
over, yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yes, so yeah, no,
So, but-
everybody's welcome.
Oh, well, I was kidding about him saying it before, but so people can attend yours as well, but please know if you attend Omar's, it is 100% in Spanish. And so I did attend one when he had first started and I was able to still pick up enough that taught me what I needed to see from that experience. So just because you can't understand what the lender's saying or anything like that, you can feel the room and you can, because we know enough about real estate, we can kind of understand what's going on.
Yes, my goal, my next one is gonna be probably in English now, which is a challenge for me because again, it's not my first language, but I love challenges. So that's gonna be the next one.
Okay.
Yes, so open.
I like it.
Yeah.
So then there you go. So then we're gonna go to that one. Okay, and then how do we reach you? How do we reach you?
I mean, my cell number, I can have Johnny put it in the chat for a second, but 254-722-2445.
That was really fast.
Lots of twos, lots of fives, lots of fours. 254 Waco, 722-2445. And I'm also on Instagram at Amanda Sells TX.
And she has mentioned that she is a good texter. So you can call her, but you can also shoot her a text for some advice. I love texting Amanda. She's a quick responder.
Thanks. I feel like I am, but thank you. I do when it comes to work. Yeah.
There you go.
Don't ask my friends.
Oh, really? So you're gonna leave them on unread?
It's awful.
So does that mean I'm not a friend? I'm just kidding.
Friends, let me tell you.
What about you? How do we reach you?
So same thing, Instagram, Facebook, it's Omar Escalante Realtor, Escalante 212 on Instagram, and phone number is 214-663-3979. And I would love to share experience. If you guys have any questions regarding trying to set up something like this, I would love to guide you. And my best advice is gonna be just do it. Don't think too much. I think it's you have an experience or not, you already have the knowledge, and it's just share with everybody else because you will know better or more than a first-time home buyer.
Yeah.
For sure. So don't hesitate, just do it. once you do the first one, the rest is gonna come easy.
The ice is broken and your confidence
Oh,
is
yeah.
up and you're ready to go. And the
Yeah.
next thing you know, you're sitting in front of 200 people without notice.
Yeah,
I mean,
she texted me like last Wednesday. She was like, "Oh, by the way, did you get my email about this?" I was like,
so she
"No,
said,
but I'll be there."
and then how many days later were you sitting on the stage?
She texted me on Wednesday, and it was Saturday.
It's the same week. But okay, so because you had this prepared, you were primed for that opportunity. Like Tracy always says, you got to get up in the morning, show up, be ready. She was ready. She had done this once before. If I would have gotten that invitation for 4 days, I would have been scrambling. So
True.
that shows you that even if you are interested, even putting together a presentation on the home buying process is never a useless time investment. Does anybody have any more questions on Zoom or otherwise? Everybody's happy campers? Okay.
That's fabulous.
I just absolutely respect what you guys do. I thank you for being on panels. I can't wait to go to you guys' seminars. I will come to both. And that's what I was gonna say too. If you're worried somebody's gonna show up and invite your fellow agents and staff, I guarantee you, we've got enough agents. Somebody will show up so that you're not standing there alone and you can just practice role play. So we're here for you and we'll help you however we can. Thank you guys. You're the best. Yes. Boom.
Gracias.
All this, yeah.
Mhm.